Guys, I hope y'all watched the YN video because now we are going to be talking about YHs. So YHs is the acronym for young hoes, right? They don't really specifically have to be young, but just hoes in general, right? So this is basically how a young hoe is born and basically how to deal with them. Especially this is mostly for a man. This could be a woman. Like I'm gonna kind of do a little segment slight for women, but I'm a man. I mean, or a boy, so I don't really know how women, go with each other. But I kind of see how they are from looking at them for so many years. Not like you get what I'm trying to say. Let's just get into it. So this story kind of starts exactly like the YN one. Just go watch that because I'm trying to make this way shorter than the YN one because this is kind of like like that was kind of like the rough draft blueprint for everything. So yeah, this is gonna be a little bit more different, not even much different at all, right? So they kind of just start off with the same parents, right? But instead of having a son, this time they had a daughter. Now with a daughter, oh my goodness. Now because they have a daughter and the mother, and they're the same gender, oh my gosh. It's like their childhood will be better but worse at the same time because it's the same gender of person. It helps them, but at the same time, like truly, it makes it worse. So, you know what I'm saying? Of course, their mom and dad are fighting over, them having a child or some other stuff, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I said, they grow up with violence, right? But here, it's always the mother that, helps the child get into all this stuff. But it isn't 100% her fault because that's how her mother was and her mother and her mother. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, basically for the girl it's just a bit different. She still, makes the girl basically react quickly to situations before asking about it. You know what I'm saying? So basically reacting, and also, oh yeah, yeah, so basically just reacting fast before actually taking it into consideration what she's about to do, right? And then secondly, she doesn't they're both more emotional people. Like if the woman had a son instead, she could make him less emotional than if she had a daughter. The daughter is going to be the most emotional ever, right? So she can't handle her emotions well, just like her mom couldn't handle her emotions well either. But it's going to be even worse for her, right? So instead of acting on stuff with logic, she acts on it with her emotions. So if a girl piss her off by giving her a stink look or something like that, yeah, she's just gonna act on her emotions instead of just thinking in her brain like that doesn't really matter. It does okay, do a stink face at me all you want. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she keeps growing up like this. You know what I'm saying? She keeps growing up. But also another thing, her mother is doing the same thing like I said in the YN video. She is putting stuff onto her daughter like, oh yeah, like especially because she's a woman, she could be kind of like a exact replica of her rather than her son. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter can be a better woman than her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she really, really has to make sure that her daughter doesn't become better than her. So she's of course gonna push all these fake things like, oh yeah, you don't need an education, school doesn't really matter, you need to do this, do that, and whatnot. Like for example, one of the things that I see a lot of women OnlyFans, like even at a young age sometimes. Y'all see Lil Tay? Sir. Uh-uh. But yeah, basically she's just gonna teach her kind of the ways that she taught her son, but it's kind of different because she's a woman, so men also fawn over her because of her looks and whatnot, or most likely, not gonna lie. So yeah, she's gonna basically be getting taught by her mother on how to like grow up in life, and it's not the best way because, well, Yeah, and but like the way that her mother's teaching her, she also loves to put stuff on her. I remember this one movie I seen before, like or some I've seen just like a little bit of it though. So basically, it was this very chubby girl and then her mother. Her name was Precious. The girl's name was Precious. If y'all know the movie name, y'all could tell me. But her name, the daughter's name was Precious. I don't remember the mom's name. They never really say their mom's name, but she called her downstairs, and because her teacher, like she heard she was early on a phone call with her teacher about how good she is in math. She was like, Precious, get down here, Precious, making noise and all that stuff. And she's like throwing and kicking things because it puts in the daughter's heart that, oh, like basically in the daughter's whole mindset that she's acting all wild. So I have to respond instantly. So now anything that happens that's just a little bit of wild, now any they all have to respond instantly. It's the same thing for the boy. So basically, she's making a whole bunch of noises, so the daughter comes down quick, right? And then that's when she starts just like she doesn't even say hello, hi, nothing. She just straight going to flaming her. I'm not even gonna lie. She was like, you're nothing, you're nothing, you are not okay. But actually though, she was basically saying that she has to go back to the welfare, like she's gonna that she is not gonna have a good future, and instead she should just go to the welfare so then they could help her out instead. Like that's basically like the like kind of like Section 8. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the projects. You know what I'm saying? This that's what she was telling her to go. So she basically just wants her to be nothing because she doesn't want her to one up her. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't want her daughter to be better than her. You know what I'm saying? I saw this other thing. This was on Instagram. It was about a Haitian. I'm Haitian. It was about a Haitian mother. She saw her like this was in her head. She was first talking to herself in her head. She was like, "Look at my daughter. She's so beautiful. Look at her hair. Look at the dress she's in. She's so beautiful. I can't believe I birthed that." And then she also said in her head, like right after that, but I can't tell her any of that because then she's gonna think then she's gonna think she's better than me. And I can't let her think she's better than me. But look at my son. Oh, even though he doesn't put on his best every day, he still looks good. You see what I'm saying? That's exactly basically how it was. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, when it comes to the daughter, she gets pushed down 10 times more than the son. The mom is not going to really care about pushing him down because he actually wants him to become a good man, like, or at least a better man than his daughter. You know what I'm saying? She wants to put her daughter down so then there's nobody, like, she doesn't have somebody in her house better than her. So, because of this, like, because of the putting down of both of them, I forgot to mention this in the other video, they both seek validation from everybody. I'm not even gonna lie. Like they always, you see how they always kind of like pick me girls in a way. Like they love to ask people, "Oh, do you think I look good?" Or like, "Oh, is my lashes on?" Like I don't. How do I say this? Does my lashes look good? Like, are they coming off and all that stuff? They always need validation from people. That's also why they always be posting pictures online. Same with YNs. I don't know why like now all this is coming back to me, but yeah, same with YNs. You could literally like that you could go online and they're flashing money and all that because they see other people doing it and then they do it as a way like kind of like a cry for help, but no one knows that it's a cry for help. They just want everybody to know that, oh yeah, look at all this money that I have, look at this, like, doing it all over their arms, you know what I'm saying, and whatnot, because they feel like they need somebody to tell them, "Oh yeah, you're so rich." They want somebody to glaze them because they never had anybody glazing them. A regular father and mother, they'll actually say, "Son, you're doing so good. My daughter, you're doing so good. Good job. You got all A's. You're doing good in math. You're doing better than me in math." You feel what I'm saying? But since they're in that type of, household, instead, it's just all a whole bunch of basically hatred to them. So they grow up wanting validation from other people. You know what I'm saying? Like they just go online, post their looks, the whole I think it's 305 thing where the girls will just kind of be mostly turned around, but like only show a little bit of their butt or something like that. Yeah, like they mostly like they turn around basically their whole body, but then their upper body is like turned to the camera. So it's kind of like, yeah, you get what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna really repeat it. I'm not gay. So yeah, they want to always flash themselves, like show all their fits, flash how they look and all that stuff, because they need the validation. They want people to be in their comment section saying, "Ooh, girl, you look so pretty, like you look so yeah, I'm not gonna go into that. You get it. So yeah, they just kind of grow up to continue being like that until they grow to be exactly like their mother, just like how the YN grew to be exactly like his father. You know what I'm saying? The same exact way I was describing the mother, that's the same exact way she's gonna be. She might still pursue something good, but you know, it's gonna be a lot. And they also love to gossip because they never really like, of course they've gossiped with their mom a few times, but they just love talking about people because they need like some type of stimulation because they grew up with like it's the same, bro. Why do I keep like there's so many things I said in this video that I didn't say in the YN video. I might just have to re-record it. You know what I'm saying? If you see me, yeah, I'm probably not. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that because they grew up with everything negative, now, like this is for both men, like you know, the YNs and the YHs, because they grew up with everything super negative, right? Now once like they feel something that's positive, it's different, but it's also boring. You know what I'm saying? They like the feeling of something thrilling. That's why literally, if you didn't know how you flirt, is like basically play fighting. You know what I'm saying? Because even regular women, like women that are not YHs, the way you flirt with them is just by play fighting. You know what I'm saying? Something that like any type of actual, you know, we're actually having a real conversation feels boring to them. You know, feels boring to any woman because that's how they grew up. They only grew up with chaos, chaos, chaos. So how do they like to play around? With chaos. So yeah, that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else that like I'm basically trying to look at all the features of a YH and like kind of go through that and whatnot. Oh yeah, them getting with the men all the time. That's because they also need validation, and also they see because those YNs they treat them like crap, just like their mother did. So they feel like it's basically them having a child still inside of them, and they're trying to fulfill that child's dreams that they used to get fulfilled when they were younger, but now they're all grown up and they're in the real world. So that's why they always go back to those YNs and whatnot. The YNs do her bad. Now sorry, let's just say this: the dreadheads do her bad. Now she doesn't want to be with the dreadheads anymore. She thinks all dreadheads are evil. Now she goes with the people with the waves. The waves people do her bad. She thinks all the people with waves are all evil. And you know what she does after that? She goes back to the people with the dreads. To the people with the dreads. Exactly. Because she needs somebody to put her down. Because she needs somebody to prove that she's worthy. Just like to her mother, she had to prove that she was worthy because her mother was always speaking down on her. She needs that validation. She needs somebody to validate her. And that's for both of them. The men also need somebody to validate them. You know what I'm saying? That's why they always try to do these drills the best and whatnot and do as many as they can and whatnot. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, and then how to deal with them. This I'm gonna make this mostly for girls because when men have to deal with them, that's mostly just them trying to flirt with you. But if not, it's the same thing. Like if they're not trying to flirt with you, they're being serious about them trying to insult you. It's the same thing with the men. All you really have to do is just kind of yeah, just ignore it. I'm not gonna lie, or just say type shit, laugh it off, whatever. But for the woman, I'm just gonna give you a few things. The main thing with the women, y'all gotta stay away from these type of people. Like I know y'all love these type of people because other type of people seem boring. Same thing with the men, seem boring because they don't talk about the same thing that you guys like talking about. We're not getting cracked and all that stuff. But y'all have to stay away from it. That's the only way y'all could anything could change. Stay away from each other, both men and women that are YNs or YHs, unless something productive is happening. You know what I'm saying? Unless y'all are actually talking about real business and not, selling weed, selling cocaine or anything like that, then stay away from each other. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're not gonna talk about something that's actually good, stay away from each other. That's the main one thing I'm gonna give, especially for the woman. Number two for the woman. Mm, it's gonna be a little not even gonna be difficult. The main thing with women, stay off your phone. Please stay off your phone. Especially TikTok. I would rather you stay on Instagram than to stay on TikTok because TikTok is the main app where you would find a whole bunch of women bragging about how they cheated on a man, they stole a man's money, faked the pregnancy so then they could get free money, kicked the man out the house so then they could get more free money and stuff like that. And then that teaches you guys to do the same thing. Because what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing like with any media. You know what I'm saying? Once you see it, now you kind of want to act on it. You keep seeing it, you actually do. But that's all I can really think of. It's a lot more with women. Like there's so much more to talk about with the YHs because with the YNs, I feel like it's easier for them to change. But there's so many things with the women. But they both tie in together. It's just a lot of things I forgot in that video. So I really hope that y'all also watch this video because you guys will be missing a lot. All right. But yeah, that's it. Actually, since I thought of a third one, sorry, I know I said that's it, but since I thought of a third one for the woman, for the men, I have to think of one for the woman. What is the third one? What is the third one? Uh, Dang, the third one is one that I have to cover in another video. Sorry, I'm not gonna lie, but dang, what is something else? What is something else? Oh, I mean, this ties in with both of you guys. I'm gonna talk about this one also in another video, but I need everybody to know this. Have self love for yourself. Stop craving validation from other people. Validate yourself. All right? Love yourself. You feel me? You have to know that you don't care about anybody. Like if your mom or anybody is trying to talk down on you, for example, your mom says that your hair looks raggedy. You know your hair doesn't look raggedy. So why would you worry about it? That's self love. Knowing that you love yourself so much that it doesn't matter what anybody says. You know yourself. You know what I'm saying? Loving yourself is knowing yourself. If you know yourself so much, people can't tell you stuff that you think that you don't know because you know yourself so much. You get what I'm trying to say? You need to trust that you know yourself too. Trust that you can know everything that you like. What I'm, bro? Let me chill. What I'm basically trying to say is trust in yourself, that you love yourself, so then that nobody can try to break your trust or break your love. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Nobody could tell you that, oh yeah, oh you stink. You know that you don't stink. You took a shower, right? You put on your perfume, right? So how can you stink? That person is just lying. And if he or she wants to lie, they could lie. But I know that I don't stink. So it is what it is. But man, let's do it.